Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Not on the microphone today. It's not working.
You don't sound that bad. I'm pretty sure Hetero Life may be able to fix it, whatever's issue. Well, I mean, like fix it on his end. I don't know. I don't know what's going on your end because
Yeah, it's so weird. I tried all of my different ports, but
and you have a Mac, and well, like I don't know because like you don't have a microphone, but you have your headphones. I don't have headphones, but I have a microphone.
sounds like we need to get together to do the podcast in person.
I know, right? Like, I just like, oh my God. We need to do a live show. We need to do a Fraudcast happy hour at West End.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. It was really good seeing you this weekend. Was it this weekend? A couple days ago. When did I see you? Last
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday? Good
Yeah.
no fucking clue what's happening.
I was like, when did I see you this
When
weekend?
did I see you? Yeah.
I
guess it was
that
Wednesday.
hard?
Yeah, because I got my hair done and then I went and I was getting party stuff for my boss's retirement party. There's like this little mom and pop like party store that's out there.
Okay.
But like I was going, I was finished with my hair. You weren't going to be at the restaurant yet. So I was like, well, let me go and take care of the stuff that I need to take care of. And then I'll go meet you there. And so I actually went to like a Dollar Tree that was out there. And I was like, okay. But they didn't have what I needed. So, but it turns out there's this like mom and pop party store, just like in the same little complex. I was like, okay. And I ended up getting everything I needed there and it was great. And then I went to and saw you. Yeah.
Nice. Well, your hair looks fabulous.
Thank you. It's all clean. It's all fresh out of the shower. It actually looks a lot better now than it did like just even like 10, 15 minutes ago. Cause it's like, I just let it dry. Like I just put my leave-in conditioner in. I didn't put anything else in.
Nice.
But it's the first wash post color. So
I usually wait like 10 days or more to do my first wash.
I could not wait any longer. My scalp was just driving me way too batshit and I couldn't deal with it. And I know, I mean, it's like I have to wash my, in cold anyway, because it's the fashion colors and, and all that stuff. But
yeah.
But I couldn't take it anymore. My scalp was just like, so I had to wash it.
That's like the one thing about having really thick and curly hair is you don't have to wash it as much.
Yeah.
And I wish, like, side note, I wish my hair was as perfect as Alex's hair because his hair is like moisturized in the show.
Alex from
Deckhand, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like perfectly moisturized. The curls are thriving. Mine are like dead. And
do you think he does anything to it? Does he have any like hair care, like actual, or do you think he just, because he's out on boats all the time, he's like actually not doing anything to it?
I don't know. In the episode, he said it took him 45 minutes to get ready.
Oh, so
I'm about to DM him. I need his tips on how to
tips. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, you know me, I go from like black hair to bleach blonde hair to like every other color. So my hair is just struggling.
Well, I have purple hair currently, so
right.
Like 3 varying shades of purple is what she used. In any case, yeah. So here we are again for Wet Wednesday. Hanakawa is not with us. She's getting blood transfusion, I think, right?
Iron transfusion.
Sorry. So I know when it's been a few episodes without her, well, where's Hanakawa? She's still around. She's just, has a thing. But she'll be back. Don't worry.
Yes.
And she assures us that she is well versed on all things below deck sailing yacht. And she's got some opinions. So we're gonna have so she'll rejoin us again, hopefully next week. Below deck.
Yeah.
Yacht. So I don't know if you caught the replay of the marathons today on Bravo. They did Below Deck Adventure, which is the one that I told you I just watched. It's the one up in Norway. I finally finished that season, and like I didn't want to leave it. Like it wasn't fantastic. It was interesting enough, but it wasn't fantastic. They didn't even do a reunion on it, which was kind
I
of
hate when
annoying.
they don't do
I
that.
know. But in this case, like there wasn't really a ton of like boat drama and stuff. And I think that's what the difference is too. So since we've been watching all these different kinds, right? And you were talking about how you don't like below deck sailing as much, but you're not sure why. I think it's because the drama with the staff is different. Like there's generally not, I mean, you've seen some of it, but the last couple of crews, like there hasn't really been super drama. Like the drama is always revolving around Gary and his penis, right?
Yeah.
It's not as much about the way the stews talk to each other, or the chief stew's a bitch and then we don't get along. There's not as much of that as you get on the OG, I think, maybe.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, so I just finished actually season 7 of Below Deck, the regular OG Below Deck,
Okay.
Kate Chastain's last season,
Okay.
which was just really, it was not a good season in my mind. But I think I love it more because of her. I really like the dynamics between her and Captain
Personality,
Lee.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that now right before this episode we watched today, I started season 8, but I literally just started like 5 minutes into it, so I have no idea how this new stew is and it's chief stew and whatnot. But I think that's what did it for me is Kate. So it's going to be interesting for me to catch up on the later episode or seasons.
Right. Yeah.
To see.
Yeah, I caught so I had recorded something on my DVR was set about the below deck sailing yacht. And it picked up a recording of I guess this was for the sailing yacht season 1, and it was Kate doing like pillow talk, right? Like
galley, it's like call it galley talk.
No. Say now they call it galley talk. This was during pandemic. She was literally quarantined on her earbuds, like talking about the show, about season 1 of Sailing Yacht while she was in quarantine.
Okay, so I have so much to watch.
Yeah, I didn't even know these existed because I knew galley talk existed, and that's what I thought this was when it picked it up on recordings. And I had 2 episodes of it. So I went to go, as they say, drain my DVR the other day. And I saw it. I was like, oh, and it was really enjoyable. I didn't watch the Sailing Yacht season 1. But this way I'm getting to watch it. But through the lens of Kate in quarantine, which is brilliant.
Plus they show you like the good stuff. Like even on regular like 90-day pillow talk, it's always the highlights of an episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's so I'm getting to see the season that way and see what happened. It was interesting, but definitely different set of personalities. It's really interesting how some of the crews just mesh, and the personalities, and it's never one specific personality. It's how it's like always like specific, all these personalities and the way they mesh, and that doesn't always create magic, right? Like there are some seasons that just fall flat, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I think Adventure was that for me in that regard. It's probably why they haven't done anymore. And I also I was going to start sailing or Down Under, but the girl who's the chief stew was like a second stew on Med, on like a Med season. So I'm like, well, I can't watch that out of order now, thanks to you now.
My brain can't do it. Like I was like typing notes today again for the podcast, and I was like, wait, what happened on last week? Because I've been watching so many different seasons that I have to keep them all straight. And I'm like, where's Gary? Then I'm like, wait, I'm on Captain Lee's ship. What's happening?
Okay. Now I posted about this on Instagram, but hear me out. Deadliest catch Down Under. You get the deadliest catch ship guys, right? Like you get Captain Wild Bill. He stays with his boat, and you get Captain Lee stays with his boat, but the crews switch. So you get like Kate and Ben and them have to go over to the crab fishing boat in the Bering Sea and catch crab.
Oh, they would make it a day.
And then you have all the greenhorns and everybody on the fishing boats, they have to go serve charter guests. So yeah, like how long do you think it would go? So I guess Hetero Lifemate brought this scenario up with his work today, the newsroom. And I guess the consensus ended up being there was that the crew of the fishing ships that were over on the on Captain Lee's would end up robbing all the charter guests.
See, I don't watch that show, so I don't know anything about them.
I only watch it because Hetero Lifemate watches. It's like one of his favorite shows, so we'll put it on and stuff. And it's on, I mean, it's on Discovery, which, you know, but yeah, I never really watched it until Hetero Lifemate. But yeah, he gets super into Below Deck. Doesn't matter which one I'm watching. He loves Kate. He loves Captain Lee. He's all on board with us and all of that. But like I was watching whatever one I was watching the other day, and he was getting ready to go to sleep, and he's like, "Okay, wait, no, I'm sucked in. I gotta see how much tip they got for this charter,
yeah.
you know, and all that and everything." So he's like, he'll end up staying up and watching it with me, which I think is hilarious. But in any case,
this episode I feel like was better than last week's for sure.
Yeah, well, now things are starting to come out, right?
Right.
So here we are. So we'll just the other side of the break, we'll come back with our recap on Below Deck Sailing Yacht. Oh my God, you guys, I want to tell you about this underwear that I'm obsessed with. It is the Fits Everybody collection by Skims. And it feels like no other underwear I've ever worn before. It's stretchy and soft, and it kind of just melts onto your body and you forget you're wearing it. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear for everybody. And I do mean everybody. My girls are a 34 double D. I've breastfed. I've had a reduction. I've gained weight. I've lost weight. I've been through it all. And this is my new favorite bra that I wear all the time. It is the Fits Everybody t-shirt bra. And I'm telling you, it's a miracle. A t-shirt bra I can actually wear. I love it. It's my favorite. I'm also a super fan of the Fits Everybody Racerback bra. It's my new go-to bra when working from home. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body. It's a buttery soft fabric that stretches twice its size without ever losing its shape, meaning that you get the perfect fit every time. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You will get the perfect fit every time with these. And they're available in sizes double extra small up to a 4X. You guys, believe the hype. The collection has nearly 90,000 5-star reviews for a reason. The Fits Everybody collection and more perfect fit essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, you get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select the Fraudcast from the drop-down menu that follows. And we are back.
All right. So we are talking about season 4, episode 4. Lazy Daisy. Which I was like, Daisy is not lazy.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's being used, you know, well, as you'll get into the sort of dynamic between Daisy and Gary.
Right. Yeah. And let's talk about Ileisha starting the story off about the python coming into her bathroom. She's in the galley. They have an eel being delivered, which is a live eel. It's still alive.
Why? Oh my God. She was just like, oh my God, no. Like,
it's
what?
Sea snake. I don't do sea snakes. I can't even say it. Sea snakes. So she tells a story about a python coming into her bathroom as a child, wrapping itself around the bathtub and screaming for her father. He comes running in and has to chop its head off.
Right? Like what?
Like what story? Like I don't even know.
Like new fear unlocked. But I got a little tidbit that that's probably where her explains where her fear of animals without legs comes from. And I was like, yeah, new fear unlocked.
Right?
But I don't live in the bush in Australia, so my chances of that happening are low. But
Right.
still, like there are snakes around. And then no. That was just the most horrific story. I'm like, okay, no, I would burn it down. I would burn the bathtub down. I would burn the house down. I'd burn myself down. All of it gone. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm traumatized just watching her tell the story. Oh, okay. So yeah, so she wanted eel for her dinner.
Yep. And I think Colin ended up killing it. I don't know.
Yes,
looked like he
Colin
was,
did.
yeah.
Colin did some choppy chop stuff.
Colin, you big strong man, you hunter, you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'd just be like, okay, caveman. You can drag me back to your cave.
Yeah. And let's talk about how it was. I think we said it last episode. It was Justin Guarino.
Justin Guarini.
Guarini, whatever his name is. Guarini from American Idol. I was right.
Yes.
And so he's standing on the boat looking pretty handsome, I must say, with his haircut.
Yeah. That I think this whole charter group was good looking. I thought they were good looking.
Yeah.
And of course it helped that their personalities were really great. They were they were
so
all just lovely and like, oh my God, I left those towels on the floor in the bathroom, and like running down, and they'd already picked them up, done their job,
It's like in the service industry, the people that treat you like that are the ones that leave the big tips. The people that are demanding, that run you ragged, are always the ones that don't.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But we see Chase asking Lucy to go on the tender, and because Daisy's sleeping, she's taking a nap, and Glenn makes the final call for her to say, yep, you can go on the tender, to help with the guests on the boat. They wanted to do their water activities.
Yes. Okay.
And
Yeah. But this was a flashback to last season, right? Where Gary was trying to get the one stew to come with him on the tender to serve drinks to the guests, and Daisy was like, no, and then fine, I'll do it. And so she goes on it, and then just to prove that like she doesn't need to be there to give the drinks, and it was this big power play between them. And then it happens again while Daisy's sleeping, so Glenn's like, sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Mads is left alone to clean the guest cabins, and the guests are having a lot of fun on the water toys. Daisy wakes up and sees that the boys are, quote, fucking around on the water toys, Colin and Gary.
Yeah.
And so she's mad because she's like, I'm sending you a stew and I'm left shorthanded while you guys are playing on water toys, which I totally get.
Right. But as with everything else that happens on these boats, it's because there's a miscommunication. It's because somebody doesn't know the whole story. You don't know the whole picture, right?
Right.
Daisy doesn't know that Glenn is the one that sent Mads.
Right.
Doesn't know why the boys are doing, like, she doesn't know any of that. So her first instinct is to be pissed off, but she doesn't know what she doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's what irritates me about so many of the miscommunications on these boats, is because each person acts like they know everything. Why are you have to do it this way? And it's like, well, you didn't know that there was something else going on, and the captain told them to do that. You know what I mean? Like, anyway.
No, I agree.
Just today's observation.
For sure. Well, later on we see Mads talking to Chase. Oh, no, sorry. She's not talking to Chase. She's just talking about Chase. And she says that he has no game after finding out that he was potentially interested in her, because Chase told Lucy that he thought Mads was attractive or whatnot. And then, of course, Lucy ran to Mads. And I'm like, here we go. Let's start this season. Now everyone's going to be fighting over each other.
Everyone's fighting over Mads.
Right.
And poor Captain America over there, Chase.
He's so cute. He's so young. He's so adorable.
I actually felt a little sorry for him.
I did too.
Like, sad Chase sitting in the hot tub later was like, okay, I feel a little bit sorry for you there.
I know. I
Because
know.
it was like left out, and it just
Yeah.
was sad.
Well, then
Anyway,
yeah.
we don't get there yet. Let's go back.
Yeah. So again, fighting over Mads, we hear Alex say that he typically dates models with daddy issues, and it hasn't gone well so far. So maybe he'll switch it up and go for a, what does he say, like a nice girl or something? And I'm like, I don't know how nice Mads is.
I don't think Mad's a nice girl.
She comes off innocent, but
she just appears quiet.
yeah.
But she's got a lot of freak bones in her.
Oh, 100%.
She does.
Yes.
Gets buck wild out there in the streets.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then we see the guests sitting down for dinner, and Daisy saying that Ileisha is a little bit behind on timing, but the guests don't seem to care because they're perfect guests that are super nice. In my mind, yeah, we talked about how sweet they were.
Yeah, the really nice guests. I mean, they were hungry, but they were seated.
Yeah, so she did a few courses, and everyone absolutely loved the food. Ileisha overcooked the lamb, but she was getting like super, super upset about that.
Yeah. And everyone was like, don't freak out, don't let it ruin everything. It was like, they're all just standing around going, oh God, please don't melt down, because they all know chefs are crazy.
Yes.
And this is the kind of thing that would set one on edge, right? And set one over the top. So they're all like standing around going, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And they're like, oh no, that looks good. Oh, let me taste it. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's great. We'll be able to, and she salvaged all the pieces that were good,
She did, and it did have me a little worried for the future of the season. I'm like, uh-oh. But I know she's new, it's a TV show, and they're on the, sailing yacht. Like, maybe she just needs to, like, warm up and adjust to it. But I'm like, if she's freaking out now over one thing, uh-oh, there could be a lot more shit thrown at her in the future.
But then Captain Glenn had that chat with her at the end of dinner and was like, you held it together. That's great. And they had the like sort of after action report, as it were, it was like, hey, you did great,
Mm-hmm.
didn't let this like derail you, and you just can't, I mean, I get you're a perfectionist, but you can't let it derail you from the rest of what you need to do there,
Right.
So they had a chat,
especially because so many things are out of your control in that type of situation.
You know what I noticed though? So and this goes to the previous episode there when her and Daisy are talking about dinner, and she's talking about this like tasting menu that she was going to do, and she was going to do it that night. I think as she ended up doing it
Bourbon,
yeah, but she was originally, I think, going to do it that night. And then when the guests were like, we want to do buffet style or whatever, and serve everybody, we want the crew to sit too. She didn't throw fit and be like, no, oh my God, and I had this whole thing planned. And she just immediately shifted course to, okay, how can I make this happen?
Yes.
And that was such a breath of fresh air.
Yes. I literally just watched the season with Kevin as the chef, and I wanted to throw my remote at the TV. I was just like, this guy's such a douche.
I don't remember which one was Kevin.
Kevin was like the white guy from New Zealand. He made the penis cake. It had a firecracker in it.
Okay.
You don't remember the penis cake? It was actually a very good looking penis cake. I was surprised. Him and Kate went at it a lot. He was just like egotistical and not flexible. Not willing to.
Yeah. There was, so whatever the season of Sailing Yacht was with Natasha as the chef.
She was a little crazy.
There was a scene that, of course, Hetero Life Mate was watching it with me, where Daisy came and was like, da 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 da, and rattled something off about what the guests wanted, and Natasha was just no. And it was the way that she says, she's like no, and totally.
Yeah, I think that was what she said. The portions were too big because the guests didn't finish it, and they were like, it's too much food. And like, no, I know my portions.
And then she was like, no. And so it was just a single no. And now that has been adopted into my household. Instead of just saying no or something, just any banal thing, it's no. And all our various interpretations of Below Deck chefs. We'll be right back. Hey, you guys. You know that I love my Nutrafol. I've been taking it for a long time, and I'm going to continue to take it for a long time because I, like millions of Americans, experience thinning hair. It's more than common, it's normal, but it's not openly talked about, especially among women. Going through it can be lonely and frustrating, and it's time to change that conversation and join the thousands of women like me who are standing up for their strands with Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting the 5 root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, and metabolism through a whole body health. Nutrafol has 3 unique formulas to support women throughout all stages of life, including postpartum and menopause. Each formula is physician formulated using natural, drug-free, medical-grade ingredients in consistently effective dosages so you get the most reliable results. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. Over 3,000 top doctors and stylists recommend Nutrafol as an effective and high-quality solution for healthier hair. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code FRAUD to save $10 off your first month subscription. This offer is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, you get free shipping on every order. Get $10 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, with the promo code FRAUD. This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh takes the hassle out of mealtime this spring by delivering pre-portioned ingredients and easy-to-prepare recipes right to your door. Skip the checkout lines and get outside in the warmer weather because HelloFresh has your dinner covered. April is Earth Month, and HelloFresh is always committed to a cleaner planet. On average, HelloFresh meals have a 31% lower carbon footprint than the same meals made from supermarket ingredients. Plus, nearly all of HelloFresh's packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas of the United States. Good food is too precious to waste. HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients cut down on your food waste by at least 23% compared to grocery shopping, which is good for your wallet and the planet. Personally, we use HelloFresh nearly every single night for dinner at our house. There is just so much going on at Casa Defrauded with everybody's schedules and hetero life mate working weird hours because of his weird work schedule and school and activities and things like that. Having the HelloFresh box and ingredients is so easy. I can just pull a meat out of the freezer in the morning and then pull a bag out in the evening, and just whip up that meal. It's super easy, super tastes good. We love them. We use them all the time. And you can too. You go to HelloFresh.com/Fraudcast50 and use code Fraudcast50 for 50% off, plus your first box ships free. That's HelloFresh.com/Fraudcast50. If you use code Fraudcast50, you get 50% off, plus your first box ships free.
And now, back to the show.
Well, then we hear a little bit about Ileisha's history growing up. She said that she was born into trauma, basically, and she's a people pleaser, that her mom lost two children. I can't even imagine what that's like. And although they don't go into detail about that, we can see a little bit about where her personality kind of comes from, with wanting to make people happy. And
she grew up in a place where a freaking snake, whatever the hell kind of python, comes through the window into her bath.
Australia is wild. Have you seen some of those Australian memes people post randomly? Like big ass spiders.
Yeah, the Australian bush is no joke.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Well, then we see Captain Glenn going over anchor watch with Alex. And everyone goes to sleep. All of a sudden, we see the wind speed.
And I thought we were going to have another replay of last season.
Yep. And we see
for it. I was waiting for it.
Right. And it was funny too, because before they went to bed, they're like, "Oh, not supposed to be any wind tonight," or like looks calm.
Right. And then it's
they
like
jinx themselves. They totally jinx themselves. So
Yeah.
next thing you know, wind picks up out of nowhere. All I see is Gary in his underwear running on deck, and Gary says that everyone's on edge from last season where the anchor watch went really bad. So,
Right,
but
because
Alex did everything right. So that's good.
Yeah. You know, and I was like all geared up watching this as they showed as the winds were picking up and stuff. And I was like all geared up, like, oh, there's gonna be another one. I was hoping it was gonna be Captain America, but it was Alex instead. But you know, I thought we were gonna have a repeat where the anchor was dragging and they didn't do it and this whole thing. And it turns out it's like
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah.
And then they got through the night, everything was fine, nothing crashed, nobody got hurt. The next morning, the guests are all eating breakfast, which they love. And I will say that Ileisha's food presentation is so good.
It is.
Everything I saw.
I would eat the hell out of everything.
Yeah. I don't even eat
question.
meat. Yeah.
What would you put on your preference sheet if you were a charter guest?
Okay. I don't think it's so much what I would put, but what I would tell them to leave out. Because I don't eat meat, so I would put no meat, absolutely no blue cheese. I will throw up if I eat blue cheese. It's disgusting. And no prawns. Sometimes I don't like, I don't know. Nothing with eyes staring at me directly. Even though when I lived in Spain, I ate paella with eyes staring at me. That was fine. But I'm not a huge fan of lobster, but I'll eat it.
But don't you think, so here's my thing. I would like, I don't like beets, but yeah, I hate beets. I think they taste like dirt. But like, what if I'm being served by like a 5-star chef, right?
Yeah.
Who makes all these fancy things? Like, I'm not gonna, far be it from me to tell Ben not to make me something with beets in it, because what if I love the way they do it? You know?
Yeah, you want to try something new. Because you're tasting food that you probably never tasted before.
Right. I wouldn't have any restrictions. I would just be like, surprise me with everything.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have meat or blue cheese in it.
Yeah, I mean, you with your meat, because you're, vegetarian, and that makes sense, and blue cheese, you throw up when you.
Man, can you imagine me going on a charter a few years ago when I was vegan? I was vegan for 4 years. Oh my God. I was like thinking about the episode with Ben back in the day when he had the vegan. He's like, wow, he like lost his shit for like all day. He was just like freaking out about, oh, vegan this, vegan that, da, 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 da. And I'm like, that's your job, bro. Like, that's your chef,
Like, I don't think I heard any other chefs complaining, because you always have vegans throughout. There's a couple of them scattered throughout. And most of the time they're not even making a big deal about it, because the chef isn't making a big deal about it, because that's just how it is when you're in private family, this kind of service, right?
Exactly.
People with those dietary restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it was so funny. I was reliving our episode with Pamela Miller, her story about, that what we saw in the video or whatever, when she was trying to tell Leon about Chef Leon about their eating restrictions, and they get like the Boost protein shake. And she's like, no, I'm like bodybuilder and I'm in a competition. Oh,
that was funny. But hey, if you sit down and Chef Leon comes out wherever you're at, you're getting beef cheeks.
Hopefully he went back to the cruise ships and he's like cooking up like crappy crab legs for people.
What would you have on your preference? Are you just willing?
I would just say whatever. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, especially because if you leave it open, chefs are gonna cook their best meals, right? They're gonna think of their best recipes that they've made that have been successful in the past, I'm sure. Right. But I will say I would want to eat stuff local. If I'm on a tropical island or whatever,
Yeah.
fresh fish and things like that.
Yeah. Things that I couldn't get other places and stuff. That would be, yeah. I would ask them to incorporate local stuff to the best extent they could. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
otherwise I wouldn't, because, I mean, what am I going to say? Like, I want to eat the same things on a 5-star, on a 5-star yacht that I would eat at home. Like, no, like I'm going to be on this thing for 3 days. I'll lose the weight later. Like, I'm going to eat the macros now.
Yep. So true.
So, any case.
Well, then we see the guests leave, and the female primary charter was like crying and saying how kind everyone was. That warmed my heart because that was really nice. And everyone was like happy. It was great. They left an amazing tip. Was it like 23,000? And yeah, so everyone's getting along for now.
And then they all turn to who's gonna fuck who tonight.
Right. There's some tension between Gary and Chase. I feel like Gary doesn't really like Chase, and Chase is kind of goofy. So I don't know the dynamic. Like, I'm not sure what's gonna happen with that.
Well, I mean, and this is actually what I was gonna ask you too, is do you think Gary's being too hard on Captain America?
Yes.
Or do you think so?
And I think that's because it's competition for the ladies. And he's younger and he's more green. And I don't know if Chase is cocky, because I haven't really seen I
feel like he's a little cocky.
I feel like he's jokester more than cocky. I feel like he's like just like joking and kind of goofy. I see him more as like,
but when his boss tells him something, you need to shut up and listen.
Yeah, I get that.
He's challenging Gary, I think, on too many things. Is Gary being a little more of a dick than he needs to be? Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, suck it up, as as Captain Lee would say, suck it up, Buttercup.
Right.
That's your boss. You do it. You do it. And he's not. I mean, even if he does do it, he's not doing. He's doing it with his running his mouth about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, on. Good idea fairy comes and sits on his on his shoulder or whatever. So then of course later when Captain America tells Gary that he likes Mads, and then Gary's like flirting with Mads right in front of
course, because that's why Gary's a fuckboy. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. He's like, I talked about the last episode. He's like exes of mine that are just like funny, outgoing, personable, but also like fuckboys. They're gonna try to get with people just because they're assholes. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, yes, Mads is attractive. Yes, he was attracted to her, but I think he purposefully went after her at dinner, flirting with her because Chase liked her, period. I think he wanted to stake his claim, and he says that he doesn't search the drama finds him, which is complete bullshit.
Yeah, it was total bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And he knows it. I mean, he's right smack dab in the middle of all of it.
And he loves it. He loves being in the middle of it.
Totally does. He totally does. And he doesn't really, I don't know. But I think, Captain America, like, I did feel sorry for him at the end of the night when they're all sitting in the hot tub. Well, he and whatever, I forgot who else was there, but they were all basically ignoring him, and he was like being sad in the corner.
Yeah.
And I was like,
is he sad or is he just passing out? I don't know. Like,
no, but then Alex was passing out. They got him sleeping. Oh my God. There's like shot after shot after shot of him sleeping in the hot tub. And then he gets up and he goes to the kitchen and he gets some food. And he's eating, but he's like clearly asleep.
he's leaning to the left. In the hot tub, he was leaning to the left. At the table, he was. I was like, somebody save this man. Put a life jacket on him. He's gonna drown in the hot tub. Like, what is he doing?
Seriously.
Yeah. It's interesting because leaving the restaurant on the way back to the boat, Mads and Alex were holding hands, and I thought that something was going to happen between them. Next thing you know, everyone's in the jacuzzi and everyone's going to sleep, starting with Chase first, then Daisy. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, there's Gary and Mads left in the hot tub, shocker, touching each other, and then boom, making out. I was like, oh my God, Gary, come on.
they cut from that. They kept cutting. This producer troll 100% on tilt. It's awesome. The cutting between them making out in the hot tub and Alex being drunk, spooning food into his mouth. It's like, oh, Alex, you could have been there. I don't know. It was just really good.
The Fraudcast will be right back. And now, back to the Fraudcast.
Well, there's another scene too before that we even get back to the hot tub. I should mention the girls are sitting in the car and they're talking about bended penises. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm like, bended penises. Like, are they talking slight curve or are they talking bend? Because
I don't know. Because then they're like,
bend is not normal.
Right, but then they were saying like if it swings to the left, it's something, and it swings right. I'm like, what does this even mean? Is this like a? I don't
think
know.
She was drunk, and I don't think she was. It was like I think it was Lucy saying that, and she like had no idea what she was saying.
Like, I want to Google this, but I don't want that on my search history, so I'm not going to.
Oh, come on now.
You
know I'm gonna explain it. You know I'm gonna explain it. I already have it in your. Don't you have it in your when I go missing notebook?
I was just gonna mention that I do not have a go missing notebook, even though I listen to Crime Junkie, and I need to have one.
So you need to have in there that you do this podcast and we cover a huge variety of things. And therefore, some of the things we Google are kind of interesting. You know, when you're in
serial killers and penises on our search history.
Within minutes of each other.
Right. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. So they were talking about, God only knows. And it's like, they actually, I mean, no one's fighting yet. No one's fist fighting, so that's good. You know.
Yeah.
Seems like, I mean, people they can't handle their alcohol.
And now that Colin's single and we've seen him on 2 seasons with a girlfriend, so I'm ready to see Colin get wild.
Yeah, but then this whole thing with this love triangle thing with Daisy and Colin and Gary, unless they're making it out to be more than it really is.
Which
like
I wouldn't be surprised if they
I
do.
wouldn't be surprised, but Bravo's not normally one to do they don't do the TLC level
bullshit. Like,
yeah, you know what I mean? Where it's completely like the cut is so completely off whatever. So I don't know. So
I think Daisy's a cool chick. I could see her ending up with Colin. I could see her having sex with Gary, but I can't ever see her dating Gary.
Right. I don't see anybody ever dating Gary.
Gary needs to be alone for a while.
Gary. You don't date a Gary. You don't just sleep with him when he's in port. You know? Like you don't eat that.
Gary's like the rock star of the sea. He's like he's like the John Bon Jovi of the sea. Like everyone, I don't even listen to John Bon Jovi. Wait, isn't he married for many? Okay, no, that's not a good example. He's like the Motley Crue. He's like the Tommy Lee. He's Tommy Lee of the sea.
Oh yes.
Can we make a meme of that? Tommy Lee of the sea.
Oh God. I don't know how you would do that, but yeah, you need a Tommy Lee.
Like rock stars bang a different girl in every city they're in.
Right.
And then there's like him on every port and every.
Are you gonna take like Gary's face on Tommy Lee's body, or are you gonna take like superimpose, like how are you gonna?
I'm not good with Photoshop. I don't even know what to do. I don't know. This is a good question, but I think I don't know. The gears are turning.
The gears are turning.
Tommy
Lee of the sea. All right, Gary. And so it is written, so it shall be done, right? So there it is. Captain America, the Tommy Lee of the sea. What's Colin? We don't know Colin yet.
Oh, what is Colin?
We don't know what he is.
I don't know yet.
We haven't seen him really in action yet.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like the quiet, like comes in like low out of the rising sun kind of like.
You know who I think is probably getting the most ass out of everyone though? Captain Glenn. He's like low key probably getting a lot of booty. He's like been single for
I think he
forever.
has a girlfriend.
Oh, he has a girlfriend?
He posted a bunch of reels or a bunch of pictures on his Instagram, and there was a woman in there that the way that the caption was and everything, it made it sound like.
Okay, so maybe now he has a girlfriend, but he's
Yeah.
like no kids, never wants to be married or whatever. Living his life.
Yeah.
Captain Glenn. No,
And he's
probably,
he's Canadian, so you know he's nice.
so he's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you.
Yeah. You know, he's in good shape. You know, yeah.
Like I still love Captain Lee. It's like creepy. I'm like, he's old, but he's hot in an old man way.
Yeah. Is this like your daddy issues coming out?
I don't know. That's the thing I was thinking about. I was like, I don't have daddy issues. So like, I don't know.
Like
I have a great I don't have any daddy issues. So why am I attracted to Captain Lee? I don't know. Then again, like when I was like young, I had like I was probably like 17. I had a huge crush on Vince McMahon. And I think my mom was worried about that. Like,
oh my God.
I can't believe I just said that out loud, but like
that is
like,
awful.
oh my God, I love Vince McMahon. He's so hot.
That's awful. He's awful, and he's an awful human being.
Well, I didn't know all of this back then, okay?
Well,
like,
no, okay, that's true. That's true. But still, now that you know, you can't know.
No, I'm not. Yeah, of course not. But yeah, back then.
You were so weird.
What did you text me the other day? Like, what's your kind of guy? And I texted you a picture of Roman Reigns and Jason Samoa. I mean, Jason Momoa, not Samoa.
Oh.
How did I get off this track? Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know. But we better.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Anyway, that's what we got for this week's Wet Wednesday, y'all. If you haven't had a chance to yet, go back and listen to our previous episode, our sit-down interview, super fun, with Pamela Jean Noble / Miller, who was a charter guest on 2 different seasons of Below Deck. It was a fun, super fun conversation, really great time. Lots of great stories. So go back and listen to that, share with your friends, like, subscribe, do all the things. If you like us, make sure you leave us a nice 5-star review and say a little hi, love you guys. I don't know, something like that. I don't care. Anyway, thanks you guys for listening. We'll be back.
Bye.